This video's been designed to show you how quick and easy it is to get StoreConnect set up and installed within any Salesforce organization. So to do this demonstration, I'm first at our StoreConnect App Exchange listing, and we're just going to go ahead and create a brand new guest Salesforce account directly from within the App Exchange. So this is for someone who's never used Salesforce before and allows them to get set up very, very quickly within a Salesforce org directly from the App Exchange. This is a free trial account, and once set up, we can then go back and install the StoreConnect package from the App Exchange listing. But then we can come in here and go straight into the App Exchange listing and go and set up StoreConnect from the App Exchange listing itself by clicking Install. So we go ahead and install this package, and we let that go ahead and install. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes, but we'll just skip over that here. So once done, we can see that it's installed in our packages listing here in installed packages within setup. And we can go up to the app launcher and find the StoreConnect config application, which we can launch. And the first tab available within that app is our StoreConnect setup application. So let's just get straight into it. So we'll create our store. It's got a name there. We'll take out our proprietary limited, just give it a name. And we want this basic theme and the basic. So we'll go ahead and create that. It tells us about our trial period. We've got a 14-day free trial on every StoreConnect installation. And then we go over to the page layout configurations. Now this is a little bit of manual work that does need to be done. We're just going to do the product one now because we have an opportunity to do the rest later. But we do need to assign these, as there's many fields on a lot of these standard objects that are critical to StoreConnect's functioning correctly. So for now, we'll just assign the StoreConnect product layout to everybody, and we'll just click Next. So the next thing that needs to happen is we need to upload our logo. But what the system's doing is it's finishing building our content delivery network. Now that that's done, we can then just type in, we put in the logo there, we can drag our logo file in, and then it's asking us to set up some company colors and company details on what we want it all to look like. We can select our logo, and we need a price book. Every StoreConnect store needs a price book, but this org is brand new, so it doesn't have one. So we just go up here and enable the standard price book by searching for it so that we can use the standard price book. Using standard objects is a fundamental philosophy of StoreConnect, and it's very important that we use standard objects as much as possible. So you'll see familiar accounts, price books, orders, contacts, order items, products, all the way through the system. So I'm just setting here that the pricing is tax inclusive. I've selected the price book, and we'll go from there. At this point, we're selecting our synchronization user. It is best practice to have a dedicated synchronization user, but we're just going to use the login here as we go through, and that's going to apply its permissions. Now the next thing that's happening is while it's applying permissions, we're just going to go ahead and set all the rest of the page layouts up. We've obviously sped this up a little bit just to not bore you completely in what's happening, but this is done at this point because the store is getting set up on the back end. We're building the database, we're building the connection information, we're building the synchronization system, we're setting up the dedicated web servers and the caching servers and search servers, all for each client. So once that's done, we'll be able to then use it. But in the meantime, while that's building, because it can take 5 or 10 minutes, we can go to our help website here and see a whole heap of information about how to get started, quick starts, all sorts of things. Store configurations, how to set up shipping, product listings, promotions, discounts, stock management, all the various items. We've also got a full product listing here, object listing here of every object that we use within StoreConnect. And you can drill into any one of those and see the full documentation around it. This is very useful for StoreConnect administrators who want to set these things up themselves. So outside of that, we can go look at the other help documentation, as I mentioned. We also support Salesforce CPQ out of the box. So if you are using CPQ and it's installed, as soon as it's set up, StoreConnect will display those products with features and options. We have search engine optimization stuff, Liquid, which is a simple industry standard programming language that allows people to create quite dynamic pages without having to know. You can see that StoreConnect also includes a full content management system there, and that allows us to run StoreConnect as a full website. And many of our clients are actually migrating their entire websites to StoreConnect. So as you can see, we've got a lot of help documentation here, and our users can browse that as they wish. But now we're just waiting for the store to be finished setting up. This can take about 10-15 minutes sometimes, depends on the org, but you can see it's now done. So the next thing we need to do is put the password in for our user. This is why we recommend a dedicated synchronization user. And once that's done, it's going to ask us for a verification code just to make sure that we are who we say we are. And that came in via email in this case, or it might come in your phone or the two-factor authentication. With that done, the system will now start doing its synchronization. This can take some time. The synchronization step is probably the longest as part of getting everything set up. But what we're doing here is we're doing all of the system mappings between the StoreConnect store and the Salesforce organization. So we're mapping those hundreds of fields and about 50 different objects across the entire system. So that's now happening in the background, and we're on the next step where we're just setting up a payment provider. We have many different payment providers you can choose from out of the box, and if there's one missing, just contact us and we can get that added pretty quickly. But in this case, we're using Stripe, and I'll just put some test keys in. These are obviously not live, but this will help us do the demonstration. The next step is to set up our first product. So we don't have any products in this store at the moment. It's a brand new Salesforce org. So we can go ahead and create a new one. So over here, we're going to create a StoreConnect hoodie to be sold online. So we put the name in and click off the active and master and put a cost price in it. And we'll go ahead and save that after we put the product code in. And when we jump back over to the StoreConnect setup tab, we'll be able to see that there's a few items done and a few left. So this tells us, once we select the hoodie, what items are ready to be done. And we can see that we now need to set the available date, and we need to add it to a standard price book and others. So we'll go ahead and edit this and set the available date to be in the past. That's the date from which the product is available to be purchased. And again, check over here, and that's now fine. So the next point is to set up the standard price book. But while we're on this page, we might just go and add a bit of the product summary information and the other text around it. So StoreConnect runs the entire site from your Salesforce environment. So here we've just cut and pasted some text in, and that will make a nice bulleted list of our product. While we're in here, we'll just set up the search engine details on the title and keywords and meta description so it shows up correctly. So we'll save all of this, and this will be synchronized immediately over to our StoreConnect store. So now that we've done that, we'll pop over to the related tab and we'll add a price. You can see that there's a few more fields than normal on the price book entry, but we are using all the standard fields, and we just add some extras that make sense for what we need. You can hide the price, and it's like pay what you want pricing and things like that, all directly from Salesforce. Now that's done, we'll quickly add it to a product category. Every product needs to be in a category. Before we do that, we'll just see and make sure that that price took, which it did. So now we'll just set the products category, hit save on that. And the last thing to do will be to set up, just quickly check. The thing to do is, let's just set up the image. Yes, so we just go ahead and set up the image. So that's back over here. You click to upload, and we'll just drag the image on. And again, that gets uploaded directly to our content delivery network. That's not sitting within the Salesforce org. It's not using valuable data usage within Salesforce, and it's instantly available to all users worldwide. And then we'll hit save on that, and that product is now being created. So we're done on setting up our first product. So we can go next. And now the store's getting built. So the store's ready and online, and this will be showing a maintenance page while it's still synchronizing all the objects and fields and things like that. It can take up to an hour to do this step depending on how old the Salesforce organization is, but in this case it only took a few minutes, and now it's alive. So we can go and look at that. There it is, and we can preview the product, and there's the product, and you can see that the bullet points came through, all that information and the pricing, and let's just go ahead and buy it. So we'll add it to our cart, and then we'll click checkout, and we'll put in all the details of how we want to purchase this product. and then we'll continue that. And then here we'll enter the credit card details. Again, these are just the test credit card details live, but it could just as easily be live as a test environment. So we'll go ahead and pay for that. That's now created that order, and we can set a password as a shopper to save that and sign in. And we can see our order there. We can go back to our orders, look at our account information. We can change all of that in our shipping information. And all of that information is what is in Salesforce. So if we go have a look at that order, let's go have a look at that order within StoreConnect. So now back over here, we can go to the main StoreConnect app. And the first thing that comes up is our performance report dashboard. So this is a standard Salesforce dashboard, nothing special here. It's just being built out of standard components. And we'll go ahead and refresh that, and we'll see that we have some orders. So there we go, our first order is in. So let's go look at it. We just go up here to the standard orders object, change it to all the orders. And there's our first order by Mikel. And you can see we've got the order, the account was created, what was purchased, all the payments, and even an email that was sent out saying thank you for my order. These emails are sent via classic email templates within Salesforce, so the customers can easily edit those to have whatever imagery or text or color that they want without having to have consultants come in and do that necessarily. So one thing I noticed is this StoreConnect logo is a bit small, so let's go ahead and fix that up. You can just go into the config section, and within the config section we want to go to our stores page, which is here, and then we edit the store, and within the store there is some ability to add custom CSS. So we'll scroll down here and we'll go ahead and edit that CSS. We've already created that before, so we'll just go and paste that in. And that just changes the width of the logo. So if we save that, that will then go and synchronize across. While we're in here, we can see that there's a bunch of other functions that you can put on a store object. There's obviously the URL, and every store has a real custom URL in their own domain, which we can set up easily by the customer emailing at support. And we go through and you can see some of the other things we can do here. You want pay by account, you want email logos, custom placeholder images, different menu items, SEO data, the whole lot. Also within this store page, we can go and have a look at the transactional emails and the different payment providers. So the transactional emails are like, hey, your order's on its way, or it's been shipped, or it's in back order. And the payment providers, you can have any number of payment providers you want. You can have Stripe plus PayPal plus Pay on Account or EFT, and so on and so forth. So that's now done. We should be able to go over to our site and reload the page, and we'll see that StoreConnect logo jump up in size a bit. There we go, much better. So that's it. That's our demonstration of StoreConnect and how it works. And any questions that you might have, please feel free to contact us at info@getstoreconnect.com. Thank you very much.